I'm going to explain you the examination process, how you can write the exam and what it takes for you to be successful in the course. First of all, joining TCB course is important because I try to make sure that you understand the subject in such a way.
Yeah.
The questions could be anything. You have to develop a maturity as an auditor, not only what is required to be audited, what are the requirements, what are the criteria, but also how to plan, perform audits, and then report and do the follow up, because questions are coming in 5 modules. So there is a generic interpretation of the standard, and then there is some questions from planning, then performing audits, and reporting and follow up. Those areas are covered. So there will be 5 modules. The questions are going to come in. And these 5 modules, each of the questions are objective type. There is no subjective questions. Now, the questions all are mandatory. There is no optional questions. And there is no negative marking. So you have to answer all the questions that is coming in. There will be 40 questions and 80 marks. And pass mark is 40% minimum in each section, and average 50%. So in other words, each of the 5 sections, minimum score must be above 40%. And on average, covering all the 5 modules, it should be minimum 50%, which is pretty easy to me. If you are attending our program and show this kind of maturity and dexterity in your understanding, I don't feel why you should have any worries at your mind. In fact, most of our learners are going with tremendous confidence, and this is how we are ready for the exams. There is no way that I can fail. That's the kind of confidence I see in our learners. Many of them told, don't worry, sir, we'll pass. And will not let you down because my record is one of the best in the world in success rate. So I succeed with you all. So if all of you are successful, I score 100%.
Yes.
If anyone goes off, my passing rate also drops down with you. And I don't want to break my, spoil my record. Therefore, I
Yes.
want all of you to succeed without doubt.
Thank you, sir.
And trust me, scoring 50% should not be a problem at all. And I am going to share some of the tricks of the trade now. So 50% should be targeted in each section, even though 40% minimum is needed. And there is no negative marking. So once you are sure that all the options you go through, the best options you choose, if you find some cases where you are delayed, or if you have doubt in any question, do not waste too much of time, because you get only 2 hours 15 minutes time, including 30 minutes extra time because your first language is not English. If your first language is English, for example, a British participant will get 1 hour 45 minutes, or an American person, or Canadian, or an Australian, they will get 1 hour 45 minutes to write the exam. But for us, including me and all of you, will get 30 minutes extra time. So your maximum time that you can get is 2 hours, 15 minutes, 0 seconds. Exactly at 2 hours, 15 minutes, your exam will be over. when you start the exam, you have to make sure you have allowed your desktop or the screen in the share mode. You have to show your photo identity to the screen when you get the link. Tomorrow I am going to upload and you are going to get the link. One is for practice, which you can practice 99 times. Same question or different question may be jumbled up and coming in different order. You can practice 99 times over next 30 days. Then you are familiar with the exam process. Now, be sure that there'll be no question from those practice exams, final exams. So don't bother about only 30 questions or 40 questions or 20 questions were there. It is just to know the types of questions that you are going to get. So there'll be objective type, one single correct answer. So that will be like a radio button. There may be more than one correct answer. They will say, what are the best 3 options are correct? So there'll be say 5 or 6 options. You can check multiple tick boxes, but you cannot check 4th box. Only 3 answers are correct. So sometime if this is box, you may have to check multiple boxes. Do not click one and go to the next question. In that case, you missed 2 more options. So be alert. If it is 1 button, you cannot select more than 1. If it is 3 or 2 options, you cannot select more than 2 or 3 options that is given to you. But utilize those. And since there is no negative marking, if 2 answers are correct, you get marked for these 2. The 3rd one you may not get. But if you are getting 2 answers correct, for that particular question, you are getting 66% of the mark. Your target would be minimum 50% in each of the question if there are more than 1 correct answer. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So do not leave any question blank and do not waste too much of time for any question, because first 2 sections are relatively easier and shorter. The 3rd, 4th, 5th will be bigger case studies where you might have to read more 1 page full and then select some of the questions which is then coming. Again, you forget what were the case studies that you have to read it again and look at the question in the process. You need more time for section 3, 4, and 5. So do not waste unnecessary time to be a perfectionist. You need 50% mark to pass on an average. So if you are 60% right, good enough. You don't have to target to score 100%. Don't try to score 100% and waste your precious time. If you cannot reach to the last section and have not answered the last section, whatever good you have done in the first 3 sections or 4, the result is going to be a disaster. So do not land up yourself into this kind of problem. Give reasonable time. And I have created a chart for you now that I am going to share. Please do not spend more time. And how much time for each section you can spend, I have given a guideline and the number of questions that I am going to share with you. So please print it out, keep in front of you. So, and you start at a given correct time, say 10 o'clock you start, or 9 o'clock you start, or 8 o'clock you start. So I've given minutes-wise breakdown. So maybe 10:10 you should be ending first module. 10:20 you should complete second module. 10:30 you should complete the 3rd module. So that kind of a timeline is there, because one of the limitation or difficulty and challenge is you cannot go back to the previous question to correct your answers. So once you complete the first section, then go to the next and then go to the next. Without answering the first section, you cannot go to the next section. There is no way that you can jumble up at all. So, and you have got the time guideline that I am going to give you. Based on that, you follow the timeline. And one more thing, most important, do not write the exam on Monday. Monday, you do not write the exam, because IRCA website undergoes maintenance on Monday. So there may be disruption for you to write the exam any day, any time of the day. You can write the exam, middle of the night, daytime, morning, there is no limitation. And you should use your laptop computer or a desktop computer without any firewall protection. For example, you are using your office computer, there is a firewall. Sometime the question link may not open and you have trouble. You have to write the exam within 30 days time from the link you get. So these 30 days you can practice the practice session 99 times, and there is another link which is the final exam. That is the time only you get once. So be very careful while writing the exam. Do not click the final exam by mistake also, so that you lose your final chance to write the exam. So practice exam is very clearly identified. You identify that. And then you, after practicing, you go for the final exam. I recommend do write within 2 weeks' time after thorough review, thorough preparation. And if you have got any question, you can always come to me, put in the WhatsApp group, or I can take one debriefing session to benefit you on a common date for 2 hours. I have no problem. But without that preparation, do not write the exam. Please, for God's sake, do not write the exam when you are not fully clear and prepared. And do not go to the 4th week and the last day, because there may be some computer issues, some internet issues, some power problem, something. It happened to a couple of our learners. They were in serious trouble. Then IRCA has to either accept your request or they may decline depending on the merit of your case. So I suggest 2 weeks' time is great time to prepare and revise, and then you can write it within that period of time, but do not go beyond the 3rd week. As I suggested, it is an open book question. So you can refer all the notes that you have taken. You can refer the standards. You can refer any standard, except you cannot open any open source information from website or from your smartphone. Please do never attempt to copy and take snapshots of the screen, because your screen will be shared by IRCA, software used for the examination. If any such attempt, even by mistake, can be considered a malpractice. In fact, if you are using a computer with touch screen, be very, very careful. In fact, my computer is touch screen, and therefore I'm very careful that by mistake also I don't touch and something happens, because all my actions in the website is recorded by IRCA, and this record will be retained unless the computer clears your examination recording to be clean. Your mark will not be, declared and given to us. So once your exam is over, once you have shown your identity and your name, your picture will be always visible on the screen. I am sharing a personal information. I was finding a lot of complaints from many of our learners. I was getting a lot of inquiries and challenges being faced by our learners. So I have personally joined a course, Environmental Management System Auditor course, only to experience the difficulties that I understand this is what happens to the learners. And I have jotted down and I'm sharing my experience with you. I scored high in my environmental management program, which is understandable. I train environmental management system auditor program. I'm a lead auditor of environmental management system. So for me to score high is nothing unexpected. But I found with the result came with a word called DSQ, means disqualified. I was shocked. Why was I disqualified? And I've written to IRCA and I've written to the training organization through which I did my auditor program. They say, we have no knowledge. You have to contact IRCA. I have written to IRCA that I am head of a IRC approved training organization. I wanted to experience the difficulty level and therefore I wrote the exam. I myself got disqualified because of this problem. I have no knowledge of how it has happened. What went wrong? Then they came back to me saying that there are two systems used for the examination. Be very careful. One is your identity verification. And this identity verification is where you are going to show your government issued ID. And there will be oval box in that you are going to show. And that you come within the oval box to take your picture. Once this is there, you are good to go with the exam. I did that. But there was an error coming in my system. But once I thought my physical identification has been verified, my picture has been captured, so I am getting a small light spot on my system right now, I thought everything is fine. But I hardly realized that there is another system camera follows me and records my screen, which is a separate system. So there was a glitch with my computer system. So in record, I was actually obscuring the camera. So they did not know that whether it was me who wrote the exam. They said, we trust you, there is no mistrust, but there is no way to prove that you are the one who wrote the exam. I had to pay the penalty, reapply for the retest. I exhausted one chance, and normally you get one extra chance, maximum one retest. So I exhausted. Being a trainer, being a head of a training organization, I did not know that this kind of thing happens. But this happened to me, which I am sharing. So be very careful that your image is coming while you are writing the exam. And that's fundamentally important. If it is not, your exam may be abandoned or disqualified. Now, about the breaks. Can you take breaks? Yes, you can take one break, not more than one. And that could be not more than 10 minutes, not more than one breaks. If you are getting disconnected again and again, you can seek help and write back to IRCA for support. Once the exam is over, you will receive a feedback application form. You give your feedback, and with that, your exam will be over. Briefly, this is all about the exam process. I hope I have cleared everything. I didn't want any disruption in the explanation process. Now I have seen some hands raised. Jayashree had some question. Gayatri had some question. Let me take the exam. Let me take the questions and let me try to answer them. Yes, Jayashree.
You said it is a open book exam, right? When we are giving exam, our camera will remain open, our face will be seen, and we'll write exam that this is online exam. But when it is an open book, we are going to follow maybe some paper documents or something. Okay.
Right.
Is it
Absolutely.
allowed when I look at like this, I see, check, and then I give answer? Is it okay?
Absolutely, it is acceptable because it is artificial intelligence driven system. They know that you are referring a standard and looking at it and taking this perfectly all right. But if you are asking a question from someone and trying to take some information online, or even have your smartwatch where somebody can give an answer, or you have got a duplicate screen where somebody else is coming to assist you, that is when it is called malpractice. Malpractice is when you are trying to get online information from website, from your mobile, or calling somebody and talking to anyone. Therefore, you do never allow anyone to come close to you during the exam, because one camera is facing you and another camera is recording your screen. So when you take, you can see here and there for information, because it is open book. You can refer documents spread all over your table, but your camera as well as the speaker is on. So there should not be any sound. You're asking, hey, what is the question? What is the answer of this? If somebody is talking, it is very clearly captured that yeah, she or he was talking to someone and an answer was prompted. That's it. So yes, you can refer anything, there is no problem, but you can never talk to anybody and get an answer. One more thing came in my mind. If you are taking a break, for any reason, I suggest that you do not take a break. You can sit comfortably 2 hours, 15 minutes, refresh yourself, keep a very comfortable place of your work with illumination, with absolute good controlled temperature, noise-free environment. You can keep a cup of tea and water so that you can drink, and you are very, comfortable in the place, but the place is free from all external noises. Nobody should come and disturb you. And if you take a break, you cannot write the answer after the break. So if you opened a question, you have to answer that question before you go to take a biological break or otherwise for any emergencies. But you try to avoid this, because the time is not a grace period given to you. You are losing that 10 minutes time. So every second counts. I suggest do not take a break. Come with full controlled mind. And I suggest early morning time. You are absolutely fresh. You just get up, have a cup of tea, take a shower, sit down in a comfortable place, and write the exam in coolest of mind. Your result is going to be brilliant. But if you are doing at 11 o'clock, when you are exhausted, your brain is not working, your body is tired, and that this might adversely impact the quality of your answering. So therefore, these are some of the tips that I would like to share. Most importantly, do not waste time on one question and try to be perfectionist. You don't have to be 100%, scoring 100%. If you are 70%, you are great. And I'm going to share one of the screen right now for you. That's very important. Can you see the screen?
Thank you.
Yes.
Jashri?
Yes.
I've given you answer
Yes.
clearly. You are happy with that? Yeah. So, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, these are the 5 sections: Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, Section 4, and Section 5. Now, the first module is called Concepts and Principles. There will be 6 questions. Section 1, Concepts and Principle. 6 questions. Maximum 12 minutes, means 2 minutes per question. This is for non-native English learner. This is the case for you. For a native English speaker, the question, that 6 question, you can spend only 10 minutes, because they have to do fast. Because we think in Bengali or in Telugu and then translate it into, English, so it takes a little more time. So for non-native English speaker, first module, 12 questions, 6 questions, 12 minutes. The second module is audit concept, auditor's roles and responsibilities. So there may be a question. A team leader is responsible for this. Which one is his or her job? You drag these questions. I'll also tell you what kind of questions will come. Sometimes it is objective, single answer. Sometimes objective, multiple choice, multiple ticks. There may be mix and match or drag and drop. There'll be a space, empty space or blank, fill in the blanks. What you are going to do, there are 5 solution suggestions. So you drag the correct answer to that space. So from the cursor, you can select this answer and drag it to the space. And that's how 5 questions, the 5 solutions or the answers given below will be picked up and arranged. They are another types of questions. So basically objective type, and these are the type of questions. Now, second part is auditor responsibility. What is the role of team leader? What is the role of an observer? Again, 6 questions, 12 minutes. So you are on section 2, module 2. Within 24 minutes, you should complete module 2. So if you are there in your watch, you write 10:12, 10:24, 10:36. You should be here. You will not be able to count how many minutes have gone and this and that. You don't have this time to check watch. 10:12, you should be here. 10:24, you should be here. 10:36, you should be here. Like that. So this is how you manage time. So this is the time management guideline. Now the question, there are 6 questions in module 3, which is planning of the audit. Now, in the planning, we discussed about planning, how you plan an audit, what an audit plan includes, what are the informations you need for you to make a plan. You are going to make an audit plan, and you have already gone through the requirement for planning, what kind of information you need, what kind of communication goes with the customer, the client, and the certification body, all those kind of things. What are the stages of planning for an audit? What should be included in an audit plan? For example, scope, objective, criteria, time distribution, time to start, time to end, processes to be audited, auditors, their competence, and stuff like that. So there will be question all from the planning of the audit, which is again 6 questions, 12 minutes. So 12 plus 12, 24 plus 12, 36. So you are here in the planning. Now you just imagine this section number 4 is a bigger section. It is 55 minutes time. You should get maximum for conducting audit. So how do you conduct an audit? What are the process for conducting audit? We have talked about this. There are chapters for conducting audits. I'm going to share this the time guideline with you. So once you are in section 4, this means after 36 minutes gone, you should be in module 4. You have got 14 questions in this. So for a non-native English speaker, you can get maximum 55 minutes time. So 1 hour 30 minutes will be total time. You should be here. And for a native English speaker, they can spend 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes for each and 45 minutes. So 1 hour 15 minutes for a native English speaker. When he or she is completing conducting, you can get 10 more minutes because you get total 30 minutes. Now, if you spend more time here, you can. It is not that after 12 minutes, this section will become unavailable. You can spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes here, but you are reducing your time and threatening your success chance, because when you come here, big questions, 55 minutes, 14 questions, you do not have enough time. And these are possibly more thought-provoking questions where you have to read, you have to think. So if you are in the state of anxiety here, in this fourth and fifth section, you will find it difficult. And typically we find first three sections, our students are doing extremely well. Third or fourth section, sometime there is, a setback. Rarely on the fifth section, fourth section and third section, and sometimes fifth section, there is some kind of setbacks. So when you are on conducting audit, how you are performing an audit, how you are planning is here, how you are performing is all here. And then reporting and follow up and close out. How to close out an audit? How do you close out an audit? What are the content of a report? What are the contents of a non-conformity report? When you report your observation, how you can report your observation during an audit, ongoing audit. Say, for example, you found a problem that is happening during the audit. Are you going to sit till the last moment to tell them there is a major problem on the day one? No. You should be able to inform. You should inform immediately that there is a problem that we have observed. We need your attention in this, and possibly they can clarify it better so that you can resolve. You don't wait for the third day of a 3-day audit to come and tell them, first day we found this problem and this is the problem. No, this is not how audits are done. And every day you should give a briefing to the client that this is what we have seen. Everything is going fine. We'll start again the same way. The very same way we are doing this very training. So this is how. So you will find 2 hours, 15 minutes, the 44 minutes you are going to get for the last and fifth section. For a native English speaker, this is 30 minutes. That gives them 1 hour, 45 minutes time for the 8 questions. And for you, you get 44 minutes, say 14 minutes extra time. So this is the time guideline. I want you to take a printout and then you keep it in front of you. Start on a time from where maintaining the time would be easier, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever. So this is the overall time distribution guideline. Remember, once you are in planning, you cannot go back to the previous one. If you opened one question and have taken a break, by this time you come back, this question you cannot answer. Now, there may be a question, for example, you have again and again failure in your internet. So if your internet is unstable, that could become a problem. So please make sure your internet is stable and good at the time you write the exam. And in case of again and again power failure or something beyond your control, you can immediately write to training at quality.org for support from IRCA. But one thing is sure, you are never going to get the response instantly because there is no one following up to give you response instantly. You have time zone difference from India if you are doing 5.5 hours time. So nobody is sitting in the middle of the time to respond you back to your questions. But you write your questions or difficulties immediately, give us also copies so that we know that you have a problem. So we can intervene for a favorable consideration so that you can get a fair chance. Recently, it happened that one lady had a challenge to write. That was the last day and that was a Friday. So we were closed on a Friday, but I was active, so I could accept her request and guide her through that. These are the problems you are facing. And she has actually reported back this, and IRCA gave her a chance to write the exam once again without wasting her first chance. And she successfully completed this. And she also sent me some chocolates virtually. So, yeah, and she has given some good feedback about the support that she has got. So all I'm trying to say is do not wait time to write the exam. Once you are prepared, write it down, and never on the last week, and never on the last day. So these are the brief guidelines all about how to write IRCA exams. As I said, our training, I'm trying to develop the level of competence. There'll be some questions quite obviously correct, but if something it's not, you are sure about the answer, you identify some of the options that cannot be right. You come by method of elimination. You find that this answer and this answer cannot be right under any circumstances. And out of these two, this looks more pragmatic. Select this.
Yes.
You may be most likely you will be right. And that's the kind of maturity I try to develop in you. And trust me, all of you have shown good degree of maturity in your understanding. So I do believe if you make a qualified guess, most likely that will be correct. So do not leave any question blank, even if you are not 100% sure, but give the most qualified guess. And I am sure scoring 50% is not a challenge at all. As I am saying again and again, my learners are 85% to 90% they pass, and mostly our average mark is way above 75%. So I think I've given enough inputs for you to understand the examination process. If you have got any question, Gayatri had a question. She raised hand. Gayatri,
Yes, sir.
You can ask if you have got any question, please.
Sir, I have a few questions to ask related to examination. So my
Yep.
first question is, once the module, before completing the module, shall we go back to the before question to recorrect our answer?
No, you cannot go back to any question, previous question. Once done is done. You cannot go back to the previous question and answers. Once you move, there is no way back.
Okay. Sir, you told that mobile phone, everything will be captured like that you are telling. So, multiple mobiles also, they will capture this one. This is a silly question, but I'm asking you.
No mobile phones are allowed to be with you. You cannot have a mobile phone at all. You cannot use your mobile phone for the exam. You have to use a proper computer or a tablet, or most likely it is your desktop computer or a laptop computer, and you have to set all the permission for their recording and the video. So do not keep mobiles within 1 kilometer from you.
So, how can we control, sir? Because our
1 kilometer, how it will be possible?
that means not in the room where we are sitting and writing examination.
You can keep with it. You give it to your husband. Give it to your husband that I am busy now. If there is anything, respond back. Tell them I am writing IRC exam. Now, no disturbance will be allowed. I cannot take any call. That 2.5 hours, keep your mobile phones away.
So, and my next question is, so exam retake, it will take one chance or per year or whole period of time we have another only one chance?
No, very good question. Within 30 days, you must write the exam. The first exam is within 30 days. In case of any problem, including a disqualification, the cause that I've explained, my camera was not open and I should have reviewed the system much thoroughly. I had to pay for the re-exam fees and write the exam once again. Retest, you have to write within 1 year. So within 1 year, you can get one extra chance, and there is no more than one chance. So first exam within 30 days, retest within 1 year from the date of your last exam.
Sir, two more questions I have, sir.
Yes,
And
good.
in that, so results will come immediately or it will take some time?
Very good question again. Results will not be published to you. Result comes within normally 10 days to us. Okay.
Okay.
And it is coming to TCB because we are the approved training partner. And now
Okay.
tomorrow we are going to upload your data, your name correctly the way you want in your certificate, your email address. There is something called a learner's data that will be uploaded in IRCA portal where we can upload our learner's data. The moment it is uploaded and all are correct, you are going to get the link. Then within 10 days of your exam, we will get to know your result. It will be communicated to us. For example, today I got 3 or 4 results. So I get a pop-up in my system that a result has been published. So I can go to the portal and get your results, or whoever writes the result. And we do not issue individual certificate the day we get the results, for one reason. If today I'm getting Muhammad Ali's, next day I get Swati's, next day I get Gayatri's, and you have got hundreds of students, it is quite possible that some of them will be missed. So we
Yes.
write, you write the exam latest within 30 days from this. And after that, latest within 10 days, your result will come. So from day after tomorrow, from 19th, within 40 days, we will check all the results for this course, because you still, somebody might write before, somebody might write later. So on the
Yeah.
40th day, all the results will be known to us. So for this program, I will be able to analyze the result. I will be approving the certificate. So based on the results that IRCA gives to us, it goes to our certification department. And looking at this, once I approve, then the certificate will be prepared and immediately it will be sent by electronic mail to you. So you will get your e-copy of the certificate. Now, one interesting point I did not tell you, which is very, very exciting. This is outside IRCA requirement. We are, as I mentioned, we are an ISET US accredited body. So if you refer www.iacet.org, you find PCB is one of the organizations accredited by ISET from US. And you will be able to see who are the other organizations in that elite league of companies. So we are accredited to issue and grant certificate ourselves, which is also internationally recognized and accepted. So we will conduct an exam on 10th to 12th days with a separate link that we are going to send you, which is we can give, others are not generally doing, because there is no other organizations having this level of approval to grant certificates. So we conduct an exam and you write the exam. Once you write the exam, I will know where you are strong and where you are weak. Because in IRC exam, we are not even aware who scored how much in which section. I only know pass or fail and average marks. So if someone has failed in one section, I really don't know how much they have scored and where their weakness. But when you are writing the exam using our question paper in ISET accredited program, the answer will come to us. That is also online exam. This is also open book exam. You can refer the standard. There is some element of subjective answers, some objective answers. So once you write the exam, I will get a link that Swati has written this exam. So I can click and open your answer and see where you are absolutely right and if you have done any conceptual mistake anywhere. So on the 12th day to 14th day, I will know all of your strength and weakness. So if I find, Muhammad Ali, you made a conceptual mistake in this area, I will speak to you personally.
Yeah.
Because at that time, your result becomes a confidential information. So your result will not be known to Swati or Gayatri or anyone else. So if I know this is where you have to improve, Abdul Samad, I will tell you, Abdul Samad, this is some of the things, please focus. These are the mistakes you have done. And you get a second certificate from TCB with ISET US accreditation, which is also recognized worldwide. as American accreditation body approved certificate. So you get two certificates from TCB. One is issued with IRCA logo. The exam is conducted by IRCA, training by us. In ISET, we are the accredited body. We are the training organization, and we are issuing the certificate like a deemed university. Like deemed university normally conducts the courses and issues certificate. So we are kind of a deemed university in professional certification. You get the second certificate, but this could be your first certificate where we know your strength, weakness, and how much you have learned. We believe that you may pass with 50% or 60% or 70%, but 30% mistakes you still might have made, or maybe 30% answers you did not have time to answer. But can you go with 30% mistakes in the field of auditing? Imagine 30% of your judgments are wrong. 30% of the cases or non-conformity you are raising where there is no non-conformity, there will be a big disruption. So we want you to learn and know your mistakes as well. So from our ISET examination gives us the unique opportunity to know the learners more than anyone else in the world. There is no other company does it. We are the only company possibly conducting this exam and gives the second certificate. So you can take the benefit of this and you get a good confidence. This is our customer focus because we want you to the best and the best in class and not the second best. We will not accept second best. We want you to be the best. All right, gentlemen and ladies.
I have a question, sir.
This is all about the examination process. So we have explained IRCA as well as ISET. IRCA certification is the most recognized and most respected certification in the world. So you have to achieve it with very hard and sincere work. There is no more prestigious or bigger certification for the auditors than IRCA. So this is one of the most respected, coveted, and prestigious certification of highest standing in the world. I wish you all the best in the exam, and I think the requirements of the exam is all clear to you now.
Sir, two more questions I have, sir.
Okay.
King also have some question.
Yes.
Sir, you are telling about the questionnaire like non-native and native, English native. So we have to select the questionnaire or means a native or non-native or otherwise.
No, it is. We are setting your time. We know that you are non-native English speaker. We are going to set it like that. So you are going to get 30 minutes extra time anyway.
Okay. Sir, another one. Okay, sir. Another one, how to identify the practice session as well as final exam, sir?
No, there will be two separate mail, very clear. One is final evaluation and one is practice. You are going to get the practice as two separate mail. They are not combined together. So once you open, you will find the practice is very, very clearly identified.
Sir, one more silly question I have, sir. So
nothing is silly. What important? Tell me.
No. Actually, you are telling the pass mark of 50% overall average pass mark. So we have any creditable if we score more than 70 or something like that?
No.
Means
There is nothing. There is no
rank.
distinction. There is no distinction. Only successful completion or certificate of attendance. If somebody score 100%, they also get certificate of achievement. If somebody scored 80%, certificate of achievement. If somebody scores 50%, certificate of achievement. If somebody scores below 50% average, they get a certificate of attendance. They do not get a certificate of successful completion. And this certificate will be clearly mentioning that you attended the full program and qualified for writing the exam, but you did not complete the exam to be able to take IRCA registration. So you will achieve a certificate of attendance. You will not. Those who are not scoring Those who are not scoring 50% minimum, they will get certificate of attendance. You all will get certificate of successful completion.
Thank you, sir. My questions are over.
Now, I would like to tell you one more issue. 30 minutes time given to non-native English speaker. Now, God forbid, anyone falls sick or something happens. In fact, recently in one of the program, it happened that one of the participants had to undergo a surgery after the training. And within 30 days, he had some problem to sit for more than 15-20 minutes. And he has to go to restroom very frequently. So it is impossible for him to write the exam. So this is called special adjustment. So it is just a provision if someone has gone into that kind of a situation for whatever reason. So their ability to write in a normal speed is impaired due to momentary sickness or otherwise some issue. Somebody has fallen sick or having fever the last week and they are unable to write in a normal speed and pace. We can request IRCA with a medical certificate that this person has got some difficulties and a medical doctor has recommended some kind of rest. So either we can extend, IRCA can extend the exam date beyond 30 days or can give some extra time for them beyond 2 hours, 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes extra time they can give. That is called reasonable adjustment, and it is never more than 30 minutes, more than 2 hours, 15 minutes. So that's the maximum allowance the learners have just because IRC doesn't want you to tax when you deserve to get some time. They're very flexible in terms of that. So this is one of the things, reasonable adjustment I needed to mention.
My question is, you said we got the time starts immediately when you click the link. Will that start after the verification, or verification also includes, the starting time?
No, you will find it quite easy. Once you practice this, you have to verify and you click start. That is when you start the exam. So it's not from the verification time alone. You have to verify your identity. Photo ID is verified with your physical ID.
Yeah, but does the time start after the verification or?
No. You have to click start the exam. That is when it starts. And there are some instructions also. You read that and accept that. And then you click start the exam. That is when it starts.
Okay, sir.
And one question, sir.
Yep.
So we are having 5 modules. These 5 modules will appear in sequence.
Yes.
Module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Absolutely.
You have to complete module 1, go to second, third, fourth, fifth.
Yep.
So we cannot attempt module 4 and come back to second.
No way you cannot go even to the next question. You cannot go even to the next question without answering the current question that you have opened up.
Yeah.
And you cannot go back to the previous question also. So this will come in a sequence.
For each section has a pass criteria.
40% in each section minimum, 50% average.
Yeah, 40% and 50%.
Oh.
So and you have to pass in each 5 sections.
All questions will be MCQs, right?
MCQs with correct one answer or
Mm-hmm.
more than one correct answers, drag and drop and mix and match, those kind of things. You are going to practice. Once you get this, all will be clear to you. What are the types of question going to come?
Sir, in link 1, we are getting practicing questions. Are those questions are good enough for exam preparation or just for practicing those questions in
These
link
are
1?
just suitable for you to know the types of questions coming. That's all. What is required for you is what I have taught in last several days, and another 2 days we are going to discuss. So if you have followed me thoroughly, there is no way that you will not score 70% average, if not more. And trust me, some of our students have scored as high as 94% in the exams. In our exam, we have seen. So we produce brilliant auditors. That's what I'm telling again and again. So do not ever think of what is the minimum marks. And do not ever think that what happens if I do not pass. The do not pass, this chance is ruled out. You cannot even think by mistake also, I am not making it. And you have to see that you have got the certificate of achievement in your hand. You have to dream it that I have already got it. It is non-negotiable to think that will I pass 40% marks I'll get or 50%. Even in bad dreams, do not think. You have to think that I have made it and I've got my certificate of successful completion or achievement with 70% correct marks. That's all about it. You take few more days.
Manifestation.
Yeah. You have to see that you have got it and you have got it. Because I'm giving everything best I can. Why will not get your best? You have to do it for yourself and for us.
Yes.
Because collectively we grow. Collectively we are enlightened. All right. Thank you so much. No more questions on this, I believe. If you have got any question, you can write back to me. I'll publish this video in my YouTube channel. So it will be benefiting many people in the days to come.